Hello everybody, welcome to my review on The Binding of Isaac. Now, I felt like I needed to do some kind of mention of this game because since I got it for $5 or $8 if you count this and the DLC, I've spent almost 60 hours playing it, and that's a really long time. Like, a really long time. For such a cheap game, I've gotten so much out of it. I felt like I just kind of owed it to myself and this game to do some kind of review for it. So I'm just kind of saying this off the top of my head, seeing what I can think of, and seeing what I have to say about the game. Alright, so first things first, what's something that you might have noticed about the title or the intro sequence? Here, I'll show you the intro right now, actually.
Isaac and his mother lived alone in a small house on a hill. Isaac kept to himself, drawing pictures and playing with his toys as his mom watched Christian broadcasts on the television. Life was simple, and they were both happy. That was until the day Isaac's mom heard a voice from above. Your son has become corrupted by
Okay,
sin.
so if you know anything about the Bible story, The Binding of Isaac, it's a Bible story. The game draws a lot of its inspiration from the Bible and, things like The Legend of Zelda for NES. So, to make things, really, really simple here, short and to the point, you're Isaac, you live with your mother, in a little house on a hill. Isaac keeps to himself, and your mom watches Christian channels. You're both happy. Then all of a sudden, your mom hears a voice from God saying that he's corrupted by sin. She throws away all your stuff, takes all your clothes, and then she hears that God wants you to sacrifice Isaac to, I guess, prove her faith in God. So she grabs a knife and starts coming to try and kill you. So Isaac throws himself into the basement, and game begins. So before I, really start this review and show you a lot about this game, I'd like to mention something. This game's dark, creepy, disturbing, and really fucked up. There are times where it's just bad. I mean, there's enemies that look like vaginas that shoot blood lasers at you. If you don't handle things like that well, I'd like you to either stop the video or just prepare yourself, because this is a tough game. Each level is randomly generated, so each time you play, you're getting a whole new game. This, doubled with the fantastic item system, brings the replayability just through the roof. Like I just mentioned, the item system is amazing. There's, something like 200 items, or something like that, with, the regular game and the DLC. I could be way off. There could be way more than that, or maybe a little less than that. Point is, there's a lot of items in this game. Now, not only do they increase your stats, like speed, rate of fire, your health, your luck, or whatever, anything like that, they also change the appearance of your character. So, each time you pick up a new item, your character gets a new look. For example, let's say I were to pick up the item Polyphemus. Great item, based off the, I think the Cyclops from the Odyssey, or whatever. It basically, instead of, me having two eyes, now I've got one huge eye, like a Cyclops, and now my tears are giant. And even when I kill something, the tear still retains some of its size, it just shrinks a little bit. What a great item, and what a cool appearance. And then there's stuff like Spirit of the Night, which turns you into this terrifying, devilish ghost. It's creepy, but it's awesome, and it works so well, because each time I start up a game, I can just be like, okay, I'm gonna get something completely new here. It's gonna be a whole new experience. So this game's really difficult. It's got permadeath, so every time you die, you're basically just sent back to the beginning of the game, with none of your upgrades and items. Basically, to put it in the game's perspective, if you die, the game says, up yours. Sends you back to the beginning of the game. Of course, you can always say, up yours back, and just keep playing, or you can just quit. That works too. Now, unfortunately, a lot of the challenge I've found is based on luck. This kind of takes away from, like, the legitimate skill that it takes to, you know, play the game, but finding, you know, fair items can keep the game at a fair difficulty. Finding really good items, you'll probably just beat the game. Finding crap items, you're screwed. Now, the game is just chock full of bosses. There's a lot. I mean, there's, oh man, 57? 60 something. There's like 60-some bosses. You know, including like the alternate skins and stuff like that. There's, you know, you'll have your regular boss, and then you'll have a special version of that same boss that looks different and most likely behaves a little differently. That just adds, you know, this whole new level of exploration. You want to be like, okay, I want to find a new boss here, rather than, oh, it's that one boss that I fought like 20 times now, something like that. I'm really sick of this. You don't really get bored with this game at all, I've found. This is just one of those games where I can be like, you know what, I think I'll play some Binding of Isaac. I'll probably quit after a little while, though. You know, I'm half right. I do start playing, but I don't quit. I just keep playing. It's that good. Even though it's so difficult, I just can't stop every time. I'm like, okay, I have to beat a new boss. I gotta beat the final boss again, and then I gotta beat the final boss after I beat the final boss for the 4th time in a row. Do you know how long that takes? It takes fucking forever. Okay, last but most certainly absolutely not least, let's talk about the soundtrack. The only reason I can think of you not wanting to spend the extra dollar for the soundtrack is because you have no taste in music, or you're deaf. And I mean, even if you are, tell your friend about it. Tell him to get the game and then get the soundtrack. It's just so awesome! I mean, the first time that I got to the final boss and heard this, seriously, my mind like imploded. The fact that I had gotten to the final boss was a big deal to me. But then I heard this song. My ears just cried. Tears of joy. Is that normal? I hope so. I really, really hope so. Anyways, point is, the soundtrack's great, level creation randomness is great, item system's fantastic. Basically, everything about this game is just plain awesome, and I don't care what excuse you have for not getting this game, just go buy it. I mean, it's $5 for the regular game, $8 if you get the game and the DLC, which just adds so much stuff. Let me list off what the DLC adds really quick. Bunch of new bosses, some new items, like 5 new levels, something like that. Like new achievements, I think it added like 20 new achievements or something like that. There's a bunch of new secrets. And you get all that for $3 extra. So there's $8 right there for, man, like 60 hours I've played so far, and I'm nowhere near done with this game. Then, of course, it's $9 if you get this DLC, and soundtrack. You're getting 3 things in one here. The game alone is fantastic and is enough to keep you playing. The DLC just makes you want to play more. And the soundtrack, it's just amazing. It's Edmund McMillen and Florian Himsel. I mean, it's Edmund McMillen's design mastermind, and then it's Florian Himsel's great job at programming. There's no excuse for you not to get this game. That's all I have to say. This game definitely gets a 10 out of 10 from me. I just love it. It's amazing. I mean, really. A lot of things to say, so this review is going to end here. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and thanks for watching my Proteus review. Really appreciate it. If you enjoy our videos, please subscribe or comment. Do whatever you want, really. Alright, so that's all for this video. Tune in next time, and I'll probably be doing another review. But yeah. I'll see you guys later. I'm just gonna go. I'm leaving. Bye. I missed the doorknob.